RC Underground Radio.
Yes, I realize I look like an idiot with this mustache, and I'm okay with it.
The ultimate podcast that covers everything RC.
You don't need to cut anything either. You can just call this the raw, uncut episode. We can leave it at that.
The raw. Yeah.
Are you drinking dollar store soda again? Quit spending your money on RC stuff. You can buy some name brand soda.
RC Underground Radio is your backstage pass to the RC industry. With insiders that are shaping the future of the hobby. The future of the hobby.
When we bring this guest on, I guarantee people are going to go, are you kidding me? He wrote a song for you.
I did. We're going to have to end this soon, huh?
Yeah, no shit. And we're going to have to edit this.
So, here are your hosts, Dave Brinkman and Ryan Ratzloff.
So yeah, you know, the Exalt thing. Like I said, I listened to Brent Densford, his podcast with Kevin on, and you know, there's a guy that has a lot of passion. So it's kind of cool hearing that from you. You know, his hustle, I think, is his passion for the hobby and helping, you know, customers. And not even customers, just people in general. So really cool. You know, you kind of solidified what I was thinking in my head about him, or my perception after listening to that podcast. And it's great to see him and his company really start to succeed after everything went down with Trinity. So, I follow him on social media, and I love watching their stuff. I bought a few of their products, high quality stuff. So yeah, it's great to hear. And you know, again, I don't think they could have a better brand ambassador than yourself. So really neat to see. And those Exalt batteries.
I will tell you this,
juice, baby.
They're loaded. Now, he did say that he was willing to go and outsource to a higher quality manufacturer to have their customer pay more for a better quality battery, because that's what he believed in. You know, that's the part of Kevin Abbott where, you know, never confuse effort with results. He is willing to give you results for whatever it may cost. And there's a following because they believe.
Yeah. They
believe in what Kevin Abbott believes in, what he's going to give you, because he is that hustle. You know, we call it Midwest hustle. Like, he's got it down there in the Southeast, you know, but he's passionate, and it's not a grimy, sleazy hustle. You know what I mean? Where you got a guy that's not that reputable, probably not that good of a guy. You know, Kevin Abbott's stand-up dude. You know, he's going to send me a message after I send him a message and thank me for running his products and believing in it. And I'm like, no, man, I appreciate you for giving me the opportunity and believing in me as your brand ambassador. You know, that means a lot. It's not just a one-sided business. You know, he's genuine, you know, and I think that's another attraction to being with Exalt for me. It was the all in, you know, he's all in 100%. I'm not saying any other company's not, but his passion exudes. You know, he's taking pride. He believes in it. You know, if he didn't believe in it, he's not going to release it. The same reason they haven't done ESCs yet. You know, they're in the works, but he's not just going to release it to release it. You know, he wants it to be the absolute top quality before he puts that Exalt name on it and sends it out for testing.
Absolutely. Yeah. And he's had some great mentors, you know, through his years too, and listening to him. So some of the best. So no, it's great to see that, that company is succeeding. And, you know, obviously we can't, you know, and you and I can both speak to this. We can't say enough about Carpies and what they do for us in the hobby, and just a great organization. And obviously for this show, being the title sponsor, you know, it's amazing the stuff they spit out, isn't it? I mean, you know, from the wraps to the gear, I mean, I don't know of anything better. I honestly don't. I mean, you know, I when I started out, I started getting like because I started out with one RC cars. Dave got me hooked on those, and I got the eBay wraps. And you know, it's like you go to a track. Yeah, man. I was cheap.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there isn't. There really isn't. But you know, the thing of it is you go to a track and the guy's got the same damn car you do, and then you're going, this is dumb. So, that's when you get hooked up. And again, the creativity that those guys have is just, I don't know, it's out of this world, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
And it's always cool to see, other drivers out there rocking their stuff, and, the following that they've really gotten, and the kind of the reputation they've got in the RC world. Just so neat. And then growing right into to karting, full-size dirt cars. It's so rowdy. I love representing that brand, and I'm proud of it. We did have, well, we'll get to some of the Facebook questions, but since we're on Carpies, I think there was we had to discuss Derek's good looks. Was that one of the things we had to talk about?
I'm going to go ahead and say it. Man, I'm in a committed relationship. She is drop dead gorgeous, but he is a dapper dude.
He is a handsome man. There's no doubt
you know what it is? It's his RBF. Right?
It's the resting bitch face, yeah.
it is that, and that's what gets him going on. Just saying. Maybe it's his accent too, because he's got like this whole New York thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't. I'm from Indiana. I don't know what I have.
Yeah.
But I don't have it. Whatever it is, I don't have it. I don't sound like them. You listen to Kevin McNatt. He's got his Texas swing.
He's got big swang,
right? And then you talk to Derek and Audra. They've got their New York swing. And then you got the guys from Michigan. They're hours away. And love hearing those guys talking. And the guys from Wisconsin. You know what I mean?
Wisconsin, yes, us guys from Wisconsin. Yeah, Audra's one lucky woman, that's for sure. And those two are an absolute hoot together. When they came out with the Carpies energy drink and making the cocktails, I always got a kick out of those reels. Good stuff. But so obviously, you're hooked up, team driver. You got a lot going on. I mean, this weekend you're hitting the Crater, which is arguably kind of one of the cool. I mean, it's on my bucket list of tracks to go to. I want to get there because for me, like high banked dirt oval is. It just makes the hair on my neck stand up. Just talking.
Have you ever done any high bank racing at all? Have you ever done it?
So. Not on our RC car, but asphalt late model cars. Not that I raced. I went out on the track a few times, and I don't have the talent for that. But I was part of a team that did. We've got Slinger Speedway up here, which is the world's fastest quarter mile. It's a high banked oval. I mean, you got to crawl up the side of the track. It's like mini Daytona. Just one of the coolest tracks, I think in the country. To see a race at. Dave's been there many times watching racing, and something about an oval is.
I'm telling you, man, high bank. I'll just go ahead and say it. Tony Lidgar's track backyard. I'm going to basically take the same setup that I would run on my 20, so a lot like what Kevin McNatt would do. The same setup I would run there that is fast. I'm going to put it on my 24, and I'm going to send it. They did rework the track where it's probably going to be not running a small pin tire. They're probably thinking it's going to get to a groove like a blue groove because they used to be a no-dope facility. Now they're allowing people to dope. That's a game changer. There's a lot of tracks that aren't doing it. But Tony Lidgar's track, it's bad fast. If you want to be a bottom feeder and run the bottom, you can win that way. You want to stay in the middle because it's safe and cozy. Put a blanket on it, run the middle. Or if you want to rip the lip and send it, that's racing, baby.
That's what's up. I better see some videos of you doing that this weekend, for sure.
I don't know if I'll get videos of me doing it because I'm going to do a lot of videoing for them. So that's the downfall to that is I usually don't get in the feature part of any videos, but I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. I mean, is that going to be on Live RC?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, then I'll be watching. I
don't know. They have a YouTube page. Yeah, all day long.
All right now. Yeah, no, we'll definitely check that out because I think that's going to be that's one of the premier, I think, tracks in the country, and everybody kind of wants to get there. So it'll be neat to see you. You got Tori Snow coming.
Tori's going to come up with me tomorrow. I'm going to go into work tomorrow, and I'll work a full shift. Luckily, what department I manage, I go in really early, and I get off earlier than the average human being. So we'll make the 3-hour trip up there as soon as I'm done. And I went ahead and got us a hotel for a couple nights. So it'll be
and you
Friday
got some
nights.
Big plans. You're trying to get me down. You're trying to get me down to Florida and all this stuff. I mean, you got me going all over the place, my man. But I want to.
No, I want you to come to Indiana.
I can come to Indiana anytime.
You need a rental ride? We'll put you in this. You want to run GFRP? I'll get you in it.
Well, okay.
For free.
When are we racing?
Dave, you want to run one? I'll put you in one.
And what's the track record? TJ's got the cars.
I'll come and do some production with you guys. I'll watch the real boys do it.
Hey,
you got to squeeze.
I was watching.
You got to go.
You just got to pull it, and you got to not let off, right? And then once you think you're supposed to let off, pull a little harder because you got a little bit more in there.
That's what's up. That stuff's addicting, and I don't know though, because here's what's going to happen then. I'm going to go and buy a GFRP kit and break the bank, man. You're a bad influence on me.
I mean, I guess. Yeah. You are. I am.
You are. But I'll go to Indiana.
I think I've only turned 50 laps at a dirt car. And that was all in one day.
Did you have fun doing it?
Okay, though.
I had a great time doing it. Car was hooked. It was fun.
That's what we do this for. We do this because I'm too cheap to go in a big car, and I'm dumb enough to spend it on a little car.
Right. And if you totaled all that stuff up you got, TJ, you would have had yourself a big car, homie. That's the thing. So this is actually a good little thing we're segueing into. And Dave, I get it because I was there. I was so nervous to go out and do it. You're not going to break anything as long as you know you're not going to get in guys' ways. I mean, I was at the Dirt Oval Nationals and I was running a late model for the first time. Jason Walecki gave me a car. I was dog crap. But I'm going to tell you this: in my heat race, I beat Max Floor and Jason Van Nuys.
What's that tell you?
Because they both broke. They both broke.
Was it fun?
But
was it fun?
Oh, dude, I had
beat that chest a little louder. Say it for those in the back.
Oh, ooh, it was so much fun. I'm telling you, I had an 8-turn in it, and I was just sending it, and you'd see that front end just coming out of the corner. It's like, yeah, boy, I got more of this.
You only had an 8-turn in it?
Yeah, I didn't want to overpower it.
So, in my sprint car at Chili Bowl, I had a 5.5.
Yeah,
I had a 5.5.
I was running a 5-turn in my B mod. I was running a 5-turn, and trust me, I had to turn that hog down. That's for sure. But that was fun to run.
I'm going to jump in here for a second, boys. I think both of you probably need some oxygen. So I'll ask. Yeah, there you go. There's how you replenish.
I need a drink.
You guys got to be a little dehydrated after a 48.5-minute run. So. No, I've loved every minute of it. That's why I'm just sitting back enjoying it. But, we've talked about marketing. We've talked about being brand ambassadors. We talked about different brands. And, we're fortunate with the show that we bring in a lot of people that are either kind of coming back to the hobby. We've kind of motivated them to come back in the hobby, or people are learning it for the first time. I think we all know, we've all been in it long enough that there's been certain eras of RC. Some of them have been good. Some of them not so good. What era would you say we're in right now? When you guys are talking about helping other drivers, A+, right? When we talk about just being honest and saying, brand ambassador doesn't mean I want free stuff. Right there, right? So, but that's very different than, like, say, the 90s, right? The 90s was get everybody to spend as much money as they could. Everybody had to have 100 batteries and dig through the pack. Same with motors. I don't know. You tell me if that kind of goofiness is still going on now. Then you get into the 2000s, and it was, I'm a factory driver. I think I'm like, I feel like I'm a motocross racer. I feel like I'm a NASCAR racer. I'm not approachable. We're seeing this evolution, I believe, where fellowship is really coming to the surface, helping other drivers. Like you said it perfect, TJ. You were seeing the body language of somebody that wasn't having fun. I think this is the era, just me personally, but I want to hear your guys' thoughts because you're in it. I think it's the era of let's do RC racing and make it fun. Right or wrong?
We're in the era of like the hopefuls. You know what I mean? I'm a millennial. I want it and I want it now kind of guy, but not without the hard work. I'm seeing it firsthand. Your pro drivers they're driving dirty. You're seeing the young drivers learn how to drive dirty. So then, there's the arguments. There's this isn't fun because I'm going to go out and race these guys that are 15 times faster than me that can't handle a car. But then there's there's got to be a level set, and where do you draw the line for one racer to not be in this class versus this racer who can? It's a fine line, and essentially we need numbers at the track, not more classes. I think that's another thing Kevin had talked about, and I completely agree with. I don't think we need the numbers because we need more cars. We need more cars, so make these classes fun. Teach others how to drive because that's the enjoyable part. Nobody wants to go and spend $75 at a track to race 3 classes and then leave with 3 broken cars.
Where is that line of less classes, but yet people don't leave with breaking stuff? It's exactly the alley, but if there's promoters out there watching it, there's other racers watching it, everybody wants to be a big fish in a small pond. So that's why there's 15 classes on a day. Let's just be real. You're bringing up a good point of somehow there's got to be some separation to allow these new racers or intermediate racers to have their time on the track and kind of learn. So where is that balance? Let's go to Ryan on that just for a second. I'm sure you've got some ideas there, right?
So where's the balance with it? I think you have to just have empathy for, call it your upper echelon drivers need to just chill out a little bit sometimes and understand that there are drivers that are just getting into it. Chill out. Don't make yourself a priority all the time. You're maybe looking to pick up 1,000th of a second. They're looking to pick up 10ths. And I always say that better drivers, can take a less experienced driver and make them better. Do that. Work with those guys, give them the confidence and say, and if you're a better driver, say, hook a chain to my bumper and let's go. Don't get pissed off at the guys, that do wreck you. I mean, I had it happen at the Dirt Oval Nats. A guy that I raced with locally, not in the same classes, but last lap. And I screwed up. My car pushed and I got into him. And I heard him yell. He was mad. But I went over and I said, buddy, I'm so sorry. Apologize for the mistakes. Even if you're a rookie driver and if you're a veteran driver, do the same darn thing. Have
Absolutely.
empathy for one another, talk to one another. I think that's part of the evolution that needs to continue. I see it, but it needs to continue. And I think that, team drivers, do the same thing too. Because you're on point, right? You're representing brands. Do that. I think that's so important. Just be empathetic, apologize, own your mistakes. And when they happen to you, it's not the end of the world.
How about you, TJ? What's some of your thoughts on that?
I think the fine line could really be, I'm not a fan of them, but your just stock classes. Essentially that is in my opinion, your step up to get into, the purpose-built cars without putting something in there that you probably can't handle as a driver. But then there's the cheating aspect of it, I'm going to shim my motor and, am I legal? Do tracks tech? Well, my track at home doesn't tech, so why can't I run it here? Trying to get the tracks to be on the same page only helps them grow because if you can get here 3 or 4 tracks to run the same classes, we're going to grow. You know, the midget class that came out, people like it because they think it's cool. It looks like the USAC cars, but they don't like it because it's taking numbers away from the non-wing. You know, so but I think you're spot on with the etiquette aspect. You know, I've seen some drivers dump people. I've seen owners of companies dump their own team drivers and not give a care because it's their race and get out of my way. I'll work around you. That I want to be known as a driver that's going to work around you. I'm going to talk to you on the stand. I'm going to let you know. You're going to give it to me. I'm going to thank you. You know, that's okay. You know, I'm going to give it to you. Hey, go low. Say your line. Where you at? I'm going to figure it out. You know, I don't want to be known as a dirty driver. I won't be known as a dirty driver. You know, if I mess up, hey, I'll pull off to the side. I'm going to give you your spot back because that's the sportsmanship we need. We're not getting that from a lot of people. And that's the problem. You know, your young drivers are learning from your top tier echelon drivers they're great. They're fast. They're the bad dudes. They want to be them, you know, but they're learning those tendencies from the drivers that are doing that. And that's where we're going wrong in this sport. We're teaching those bad habits and then we're frustrated when it happens to us. You know, just because I'm that fast doesn't mean you need to give up your race. I'll find a way to work around you if I'm that good. Now, there's tracks you can get up in the corner, hold your line, and get back down and not even lose a tenth. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But that's where we're not teaching that. We're showing them a different thing on the track by our own. You know, our actions speak louder than words. I can speak about it, but go ask around. Am I really that kind of driver? Am I a dirty driver? I hope not. I truly hope not.
What I liked is when you were talking about helping out that other driver, because when you do that, you're kind of helping yourself and you're helping the rest of the racers, right? You made him a better racer because you helped him with his car. And if all these guys that can look at a car and go, I know what's wrong with it, make them better. When you make them better, you make the race better.
The actual issue was with his car was we actually wrecked because his car wasn't good. He tried to overdrive to try and make it turn and got into me. It was okay. You know, like I recovered, he recovered, but he did it again. And then essentially he broke. So he had hit me twice where I could be the guy that's going to be a turd sandwich and look away like, I'm not going to help him. This jabroni just hit me twice. But instead, my mentality was, look, I got to have him in my next heat race anyways. And it's going to be an inverted start. So guess where he's going to be? Mm-hmm. He's going to be in front of me, and I got to work my way through the pack. So if I can't make his car faster and better so I can work laps with him or around him, I'm going to go through the same thing again. That was my thought process with it. I had a guaranteed one more heat with him. So why not just change?
Yep.
Yeah. Change his body language, give him a fair race, and just share the knowledge. It was free. It took me 2 minutes and a simple conversation. I didn't hear anything until he went out and practice. Was like, dude, this car is woke.
And in 2 minutes' time, you made the racing better.
Right. Folks, are you looking to gain a 10th on the racetrack or maybe get a few ladies like Taylor Swift in your pit stall? Well, I'm sorry to say that Carpies can't work miracles in those departments. But here's the good news. The folks at Carpies can definitely help you become the ultimate toy car nerd, just like me. How, you ask? Well, with their custom wraps and killer collection of official RC branded merch.
Papa Willie's Traction Tonic has been curing poor traction since 2016. The name says it all. If you're not popping wheelies, it's not Papa Willie's. Papa Willie's has become known across the United States on dirt oval to off-road, asphalt to concrete, carpet to hardwood, and so many other surfaces. Papa Willie's continues adding to their lineup with tonics for cold and hot weather, loose dirt to high traction, dry dirt, wet dirt, clay and abrasive surfaces, along with anti-drag bearing oil, tire cleaner, tire glue, pit accessories, and swag. You can find the complete Papa Willie's catalog at www.papawillies.net. Prepare for victory with Papa Willie's Traction Tonic.
Be sure to use promo code RCUR for 10% off your next purchase at Papa Willie's.
Jeremy Riley made a good point. He had got dumped at King of Wings. He was making a climb, like didn't have a good car all weekend. There were some issues with his car that he found out later on and how to fix it. Manufacturer issue for himself that he figured out. But he had got dumped and basically had said, like the etiquette part killed me. There was a challenge about it, but really when you look at it, if you have that many fast guys and a fast guy wrecks another fast guy, we should still have that common respect to say, hey, because my car went up here because I drove it horribly, that's on me. But we don't have ownership. It's oops, Britney Spears, I did it again, and then we just keep doing oops, I did it again. Eventually, like we're going to pull off and not cause everybody else to have a bad race, or I'm going to be that jerk that's just going to keep going, but we just got to try and make racing again fun with the courtesy and the respect for everybody, and
Sure.
a little bit of help goes a long way. It makes it better. I remember being that kid that sucked or that guy. I was never really a kid in racing, but the guy that sucked, it wasn't fun. I overstepped, put a little money into a car and overstepped where I probably should have been. I was like, oh man, I am severely outgunned because this is not handling and I don't know what I'm doing. But I had a couple guys that were really fast that stuck around and said, hey, when you're done, let's turn some laps. I'm going to make you better. I'll never forget how that resonated with me because that made me want to get to the track next weekend and get better. So if we could just make that mentality, and not everyone has that mentality. They don't have the time, or maybe they don't know how to give advice. It's not easy, Maybe they don't know how to tell someone. I don't know, but just that's probably where the line in the sand is for us to try and give back. We're missing it somewhere.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, and you're right. Some people don't have that type of personality that they can just approach someone and say, hey, what's wrong? But the biggest thing, I think everybody has the ability to cool their emotions, think positive and show people respect. So if you don't have the ability to reach out and, hey, let me help, at least be respectful. Yeah.
So Rye, I think we've developed our next T-shirt. It's just going to be big letters that says "Ask Me," and if you have that shirt,
Ask me, I'm here to help.
You're saying to people without saying it, because maybe you don't want to approach somebody on a stand and say, I don't know, maybe I'm going to embarrass the guy, or maybe he'll be like, hey, I know what I'm doing. But if you have a "Ask Me" shirt on, that means you're approachable. So don't wear the shirt.
I don't know if I could wear that. I couldn't wear it. I don't have all the answers. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Well, that's
there it is, right there. You just said it.
There it is.
But you just said it. Are you willing to say you don't know? Listen, I work for a multi-trillion-dollar company. They've invested a lot of money in us to learn how to, as leaders, the right answer is not to bullcrap your way through it. Say you don't know,
right,
and then figure it out.
It's okay to say that.
Yep.
It's okay to say I don't know. There's some days I don't know why this car is working because it's not what I should be on, but it's working.
Yeah.
I don't have your answer for you, but it's working. Would I recommend it? Probably not because I don't know.
It's working for me today. Yeah. I'm very much like that, All
right. So here's the next question I got for you guys, because we're getting tight on time, but we got into this with Kevin and we started talking about classes, and he's talking about, you get started at 6 and then you go till 2, 3 in the morning. I don't think that's successful. So don't have to give names to what the classes are, but what's the perfect amount of classes?
I think 10's a solid number. 10 classes is, that's plenty.
Is that because you've got 4 core classes and then within that you need novice, intermediate, and pro?
Yeah, we don't have that here. We literally have it where it's novice and you can step up to go to 13.5 sprint. You can go to a just stock. They're doing a Traxxas stock / box / class where, and then those who want to start putting bigger motors in it, turn them into SE mods, or if you want to stay with buggy based stuff, you can run non-wing. But for us, we don't have 10 classes that race usually. We're simple. It's novice, street stock, non-wing, 13.5 sprint, mod sprint, 13.5 late model, Outlaw late model, and then SE mods. So where you guys have B mods, we don't have B mods. We're just telling you to brung what you brung and hope you got enough to hang with the fast guys.
That's my question is, will they do it? If they're winning, are they going to make that change? Even though they're you know what I'm saying?
Do you have enough sense to say, hey, running a 7.0 and a sprint's perfect, for this track? Or do you say that 13.5 up against me in a just stock Blinky with no boost is going to beat me because it has better wheel speed?
Yeah, and I would ask the question of is that person having fun? So I race with guys that are extremely talented that are running lower divisions that I'll run in, and it's like, what the heck are you doing here, man? But at the end of the day, they're helping make me faster. So, and it's fun to run with some of those guys too because they're that good, that smooth. You can really hook a chain to them and follow them around the track, and they'll race you clean, and you get an opportunity to beat them. So, the whole moving up thing, in my opinion, I mean, it's one thing if you're 40 years old and driving in an amateur class for 3 years, that I have an issue with. But if you're comfortable in a 13.5 sprint or whatever, kind of more of a spec motor class, send it. Have fun, show up at the track. That's what we're looking for, right?
So right, I just want to make sure I get this right. So if a 60-year-old guy wants to run SR10, that's okay?
Yeah, I know one too.
Good, because I just bought that one, so I just gotta make sure that's okay.
But I mean, but that's the thing, Dave. If you want to make that your one bag and you're winning all the time at it, fine. That's okay. It's competition, and people, you got to strive to be better. So they'll work on their driving, and they'll try to improve. It's just that. Mm-hmm. And I mean, to the point of all these classes, I do feel as though some of them kind of fizzle out, right? So around us, legend cars have kind of taken a back seat.
Yep.
As the RJ Speed legend cars and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's kind of dying, but just a car count. So for me, like when I ran the Dirt Oval Nationals, I mean, we weren't leaving there till midnight some nights, from practice and all that stuff. But man, that's what I'm there for. I enjoy the hobby. So now I'm around my people. We're hanging out. We're having a couple of cold snacks after the races. We're talking shop, so I don't mind, me personally, if I'm dedicated to it and I have the full backing of my family to be there, I don't mind racing till 10 o'clock. I'll do it on a Sunday.
I'm all in. I don't care what you want to tell me. Practice opens at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'll be there at 5 o'clock setting up. That's just the all in mentality. Not everybody has that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But you want to hang out afterwards and chill and talk track? I'm in. Mm-hmm. But just like you said, the tracks that start at 5 in the evening, well, in Texas, you may have to get a better track.
Right.
That's the reality of you start at 10 o'clock in the morning, your track's not the same come 6 o'clock for a main. That may be their thing. Right. Here in Indiana, we can run outdoors. It's tricky, but we do it. I don't think the answer is having more classes. I think the car count's what matters. Kevin McNatt, they have a great SE mod following down in Texas. We're trying to build that back up because it is the dying class, but that's my class. That's my near and dear. That has my heart. We're lucky enough to have a group of guys that have put a group chat together, and we help each other. No, they're not all driving prodigies, but it's, hey, what do you need from me? Oh, you broke this? Let me see if I got it. Let's get you back on the track. I don't care. I just want the numbers there. The Vollmers, they came down from, I believe it's Ohio, and raced with us at Brickhouse, and they broke a transmission. Here, take a gear diff, put it in there. Sorry, let's get you back on the track. What do you want for it? Nothing. Just put it in there and let's go. Then
go race, baby.
Just go race.
It's numbers for me. Then those guys turn around and we're wrenching on their cars all day, and they get faster, and they make the A main. So I'm helping these guys while not wrenching on my car to make it faster, and we're getting these guys faster, which is my win. So now I missed TQ because I set it first heat and lost it second heat. It is what it is. That's a win for me because I want the numbers.
Amen. And the tracks want the numbers too. Like Attitude Raceway. I think there's 50 street stocks on any given Sunday.
That's insane.
On a race day. dude. And it's so much fun to watch, and it's so much fun to race. I mean, that's where I got the name G-Main, because bro, I'm racing in the G-Main. You know, when I first started, like that's how many cars we had. And
but where'd you make it at Chili
those
Bowl?
car counts.
Where'd you get at in Chili Bowl? What mains?
I think I was C-Main.
Okay, so you're moving up.
I think I made the C.
But what was your expectation?
Go have fun. And I did. I had an absolute blast, man. I was hanging with my homies, squeezing the trigger, meeting new people, yourself. I mean, that was it.
Before we got to roll, you guys were both at Chili Bowl. You spent a little time together, got to know each other better. I need a Chili Bowl story, TJ. I need a good, it doesn't have to be about Ryan. It's just something good. If Wild Thing is a Chili Bowl, something's going down and I want to know about it.
Let's talk about the infamous ticket. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, let's go there.
Indiana State Police. Let's go. Come on.
Let's hear that one.
So obviously I like to try and have as much social media presence as I can. So I promised Derek, I was like, look, man, you're going to get videos. I'm going to send you pictures. I got you covered. So we are, and I like to go through and my little viral hint. So if you guys are taking notes out there that want to try and get some like 30,000 views on Instagram, here's how you're going to do it. Go through, find a sound that's within the top first 10 scrolls when you start looking. Use that sound when you want to, early in the morning. You got to think about when people are looking at their phones. They're looking in the morning before they get work, 12 o'clock lunch, anytime from 5 to 10 o'clock, they're on their phones ignoring their family, right? I use that sound, 1, 2, 3 race. Whatever his name is, Jason, he's not even racing you. Yes, he did. He blinked. And I'm going like 90 some miles an hour. I don't know. I was like, but the thing is we were going that fast the whole way there because that's what we could. So why not make some prime real estate and some viral video? And so then there goes Derek tagging the Indiana State Police. And I'm thinking, this is okay because we're in a rental. Like we rent a van every year. So I don't care. I'm going to floor that thing. And so we did. We name our van every year. Last year was Casey Vanthony. And then this year at Chili Bowl, it was Jean-Claude Man Van.
Man Van.
Nice.
And,
Yeah.
dude, so here's the best part, right? Like, man, my man TJ, he has an awesome presence on social media. But me and him are, and I admitted to this on my way down to the Chili Bowl. Like, I'm texting, right? But me and TJ, we're messaging each other back and forth. And this dude is sending me like paragraphs, pictures, all this stuff. And I was like, you driving? He's like, oh, yeah. And he's sending me pictures of his buddy wrenching in the car with him. And I'm like, TJ, buddy. And he's like, I got this, man. I got this. And it's 90 some miles an hour just cruising down the interstate. Like, man, that is the one thing I will say about big races like that. You get, no ticket, but that's the one thing about big races that are those memories that you just, outside of family, right, that you get with friends that you just never forget, like
your co-host said it best with Kevin, so cool. The camaraderie, man. Like I want to go hang with the dudes. Yeah. So like 2 to 3 years ago, my mentality was I'm going to win at all cost and I'm leaving the track pissed if I don't. That was that was my mentality, and it wasn't until I started. I get it. Yeah, it wasn't until I started doing bigger races and I had different expectations and was like, I got to find different wins, But Chili Bowl, my expectation was if I could transfer from a main or two in one car, I was satisfied. Here I am locked into the B and got hit and chunked a spur gear. So finish top 14. I'm good with it.
You had a blast, though. You had a blast. So that's a great segue, kind of before we wrap things up here. If there are 3 things that you could tell, somebody in this sport, and it could be dirt oval, on road, off, it don't matter. What do you have? Can you give me like 3 things that I think should be very important to them, or 3, just even if it's something for them
like
to
advice
ponder on? I'd like some wisdom. Mm-hmm. Yeah, advice, but some wisdom from TJ Greer here.
Some quick
in all your years of racing. What could you give them? Yeah.
Some quick ones, TJ.
We'll do it quick. How you do anything is how you do everything. Okay? reflect on it. Am I treating the others the way that I want to be treated? Right? And was my low expectation goal met? And did I have fun trying to do it? That's what I'm there for. We got to remember to have fun.
That's perfect.
We got to remember to help others, but we got to remember the golden rule. Like in this passionate hobby that we invest ridiculously dumb money in, whether it cost us Target trips with the wife, whatever it may be, but that treat others the way you want to be treated. Go all the way, and just have fun doing it.
Can't thank you enough, TJ, for being on the show tonight. There's got to be some people that you want to thank, so give them a shout out.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, you guys having me out here. Ryan, Dave, appreciate everything you guys have done for me. Awesome opportunity. My family for supporting me, first and foremost. Without the support, I would never be able to do anything like this. My sponsors, Exalt, GFRP, 5.7, Quasi Speed, Sticky Kicks, Carpies, Derek, everybody. If I didn't have their support, guess what? I'd still be doing what I would do. It doesn't matter. I'd still be using the same products because that's what I believe in. I just love the hobby. I love what I do. I'm thankful for it, and there's no stopping, man. I'm going to keep wrenching, keep wheeling, and just keep having fun.
That's what's up, Wild Thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on behalf of all of us here at RC Underground, again, I want to thank you again, TJ, for being on the show. But hey, everybody, make sure you go out and, we're talking about Carpies tonight. They support this show. So go out, check out Carpies, grab yourself some crack and drink, and Papa Willie's. Just go out and check out those locations. Maybe, give them a text, give them a message on Facebook and say, hey, we appreciate you being involved with the show because the show helps support our favorite hobby. So again, everybody, thanks for joining us tonight. We hope you've had a great ride. It's been very entertaining, as I knew it would be. So everybody have a great week. We'll see you next week.
All right. God bless you, brother.
See you guys.
Thank you for listening to the RC Underground Radio Podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, and tell your fellow racers about the show. Tune in again next week for more RC content.